Welcome to Big Vile Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Vile Opinion Platform.
And I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here, lifetime, as far as quick on lifetime, as far as lifetime is concerned. There are real people, real women out here really being abused, really missing. They're really missing. They're really chained up in basements. I've been in here 4 years. I haven't seen one person that was ever chained up in a basement come forward for anything. But I tell you one thing, before Lifetime came out, I was minding my business. I was in the studio. I was working with celebrities. I had tours. But when Lifetime came out, all of that went away. Meaning, before Lifetime came out, I had no charges pending against me. Nobody had went to a radio station or had went to, a police station. It took a year to put together Lifetime. If all of the things they said I did on Lifetime were true, it only take a minute to go to a police station. But when there's a crime committed, you don't go make a movie on it. You go to the police station. Nobody had done that.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Big Vile Opinion back with another live video. And today, man, y'all already know what the caption is, man. Locking R.Kelly up to keep control of his master recordings, man. What a coincidence. What's up, Nene B? What's going on, Miss Carla? What a coincidence, man. What a coincidence. What a timely fashion. And I know a lot of people may say, it sounds like a conspiracy theory. This, that, and the third. EJ, what's going on? Miss Lady T, what's going on? Of course, it would sound like conspiracy theory to some, but it makes all the sense in the world to others. I mean, this is something that you have to question. It's something that you have to question. It's something that you have to question, man. Because when you look at when you look at it, all right here is where I want to be. Yeah, so when we look at it yesterday, we kind of briefly touched on it. We briefly touched on it. R.Kelly in his record deal situation. We went through it and we understood yesterday that I guess in 1991, which we're gonna go back over and look at it. In 91 is when he signed his first deal. And we looked at, something for some reason yesterday, it crossed my mind. What up, Stephanie? What up, Regina? to ask like how long does it take for an artist to regain their master recordings back from the record label? We know that they have implemented new foundation for artists to gain their master recordings back. But as we were looking over the timeline, and there was some interesting points that stood out. What's up, Hammer Time? There was some interesting points that stood out. But I'm gonna share a little quick well, according to Wikipedia, he signed his first deal in 91 and didn't release his first album until 92. And I mean, that could be something that has been changed. Yeah, I see it right here. It say he signed in 91. I don't know what's the discrepancy, because I do see that also, J Rock. I do see that also, J Rock. What's up, V White? I do see that also, J Rock. The 90 situation. So let's go share. I'm gonna share this first before we get started. I want to share this. Hold on. Hold on. This is something that I just put together here. And this right here just show like how many artists, how many artists that this man was working with. And I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to make sure y'all listening to what Boosie is saying.
The world is a celebration. When you're on the bottom, it's a denilation. Same moment you see going up, you're gonna see coming down. They probably knew, bro. They probably knew. But now that the shit done hit the fan, ain't nobody trying to say nothing for them niggas, bro. Damn. But if you're a friend, you're a friend, G. Yeah. A friend, you're a friend. Till the facts come out. But a friend is a friend. I need a nigga like Ruger, more than just a shooter. A nigga who gon' call and check on me, how you sugar. A friend like Donkey, more than just a homie. If I did it or I ain't do it, he ain't turning on me. He with me when I'm shining, with me in the rain. Same nigga on my side when we toasting champagne. These niggas ain't loyal, they just hollering gang gang. Supposed to be no switching up if you rock the same chain. Niggas ain't no real friend. Let me explain. Most do it for a financial gain or a name. Nigga all at the party really ballin' with a nigga. Soon as they leave the party, they be talking about the nigga. Now I don't need no niggas at my party. Fuck a brunch. Cause soon as you get in trouble, watch how all these niggas run. If he did it or he didn't do it, y'all knew the whole time. Y'all was smiling, drinking wine, motivating him to shine. Now y'all wanna be wrong. I don't want nobody around me. They ain't right. I don't.
Boy, I felt Boosie when he said that. I don't want no nigga around me who ain't riding, man. I don't want nobody around me who gonna be fucking with me only when I'm hot. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody around me who's gonna be dealing with me only when I'm beneficial, man. I don't need no friends like that. I don't need no company like that. I need them friends, man. Who gonna call and check up on me when I ain't been on here in 2 months? You feel me? Who gonna call and see how I'm doing? Who gonna call and see what I got going on? when I ain't been on this internet in over a month or so. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to ride the wave once the waves get to going. But what happened? What happened when the waves stopped? You see what I'm saying? What's up, Cookie? What up, DV? How many people was riding Kale's wave for over 30 years, man? How many of these people was riding Kale's wave, man? And soon the wave stopped waving. All of a sudden, oh, I'm gone. I'm up out of here, man. It ain't fun no more. Who want to deal with some people like that, bro? You know how, I mean, I'm just speaking. I'm out here in the world. I don't deal with a lot of people anyway. But the few people I do deal with, man, I consider them my brothers, my blood. You hear what Boosie say? If you're a friend, right or wrong. You know what? If me and anybody in this chat, we get into something, guess what? You could be dead ass wrong. Guess what? I'm going to support you publicly, but in private, I'm going to let you know. Hey, man, you put me in a tough situation out there. I had your back. But you put me in a tough situation, bro. Don't do that shit no more. That's what I'm going to do in private. But I ain't going to let the world see me and you having a misunderstanding. I'm going to support you. I got your back because I'm a friend. If I say I'm a friend, I'm a friend. I'm a friend. I'm the nigga we can go. It could be 20 versus 2. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna step. If you get your ass whooped, I'm gonna get my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? If you broke, I'm broke. If I got it, you got it. If you got it, I'm supposed to have it. But I do understand there are friends in the world who don't operate like that. They consider themselves your friend. You should never eat in front of your friend without asking your friend, is he good? You straight? You want something? You feel me? Most of these people that you saw on that clip, these artists, they came to Kales when they needed inspiration. How many of these artists that Kales went to? There's very few. There's very few artists that Kales actually approached. Most of these artists came to him when they could not muster up a hit, when they needed a feature, when they needed to get back popping. They came and found him. You feel me? But then as soon as this man get into trouble, oh, I'm pulling my music. I apologize to the fans. I'm sorry. What? Are you serious? This before the facts, this before the convictions, this before anything. This before anything. This your friend, though. This supposed to be your friend. You can't just come tell me something about my friend, even if the shit you telling me sound like something that my friend would do. I'm not going to tell you that you may be telling the truth. But when I go holler at my friend, I'm going to be like, hey, man, somebody came back and said some shit sound just like something you said. You feel me? Because if I'm a friend to the end. You feel me? A lot of shit that Kels went through, Kels was too accessible for people. He was too available for people because his gifting was to help people. He enjoyed helping people. He enjoyed seeing people be successful. But when it came down to him needing somebody just to keep his name alive, what you got about 1 or 2 artists out there who speaks? Yeah, Mike went to him. Michael Jackson went to Kels. You only hear one person that R.Kelly really speak about going to, and that was Ron Isley. is probably the only person I ever heard R. Kelly say he went to with a song. And he went to Ron Isley only because there was his mother's favorite artist. The only reason why he went to Ron Isley is because Ronald Isley was his mother's favorite artist. Little TT, what's going on? But yeah, y'all know why we here today, man. So let's get to it. We ain't gotta be long. I'm gonna open up the flow a little bit. If if somebody wanna yeah, Tyrese, he speaks, but you see what happens when every time Tyrese speak positively of Kels, they try and do something to Tyrese to make him silent. So let's go here. So we want to know, what year did Kels sign his first deal? Let's look into that. Let's look into that. All right. So according to Google, it said, when did R. Kelly get signed? It says in 1991. In 1990, Kelly was signed by Jive Records. In 1991, he was on the TV talent show Big Break. He won the $100,000 prize. Born into the 90s, Kelly's first album with public announcement was released in 1992. Let's see.
Hey, Big
Hamilton,
Boy.
what's going on?
Hey, Big Boy. I've been at work for the last 3 months at my new job. Easter still Scott for me. How you been doing, man?
I've been doing the same thing,
Yes,
working.
I was just thinking, who's that guy from the Fugees? Can you? He did a remix of "Going to November," and R.Kelly was supposed to be in the video, but I didn't see him in the video. I forgot the name.
Wycliffe was.
Yeah, Wyclef Jean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it had him. It was Cannabis, and it was him and Wyclef Jean doing coming to November. Um, yeah, they're leaving for
Okay.
November. Leaving for November. It was a good remix, but they had R. Kelly's name on there, but we didn't see R. Kelly in the video.
They were clickbaiting way back then.
Probably so, but I just but I'm 58 years old. Okay, I
Okay.
like R. Kelly. But like I said, they've been after him since Aaliyah, and that has been dogging him ever since then. Every TV reporter has asked him about that, and I think one of the people lady asked him about that, and he walked off. And I'm just thinking, what's it going to take for somebody to say this case against him is a bunch of baloney? Okay, it doesn't. You could have died a ham sandwich, but you got to make it stick. Okay,
Right.
and none of it's not sticking. It just keeps throwing stuff to make it stick. But
It's
the ham
messy.
sandwich that they did indict him on ham sandwich junk, big guy.
It's
That's
very
it.
messy. And like yesterday we talked about on here, we talked about
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota dropping the case,
Mm-hmm.
dropping the criminal case, but now they want to bring back a jury trial for a civil case.
Well, oh,
But
for Alec Baldwin.
that's
Yeah,
they're
I like to say that they messed that case up because that dumb lady prosecutor sent that thing to the lab, and once the guy dropped it on the floor and hit it with a mallet, Humpty Dumpty wasn't together again. Okay, Humpty Dumpty was not together again. I feel sorry for the family, but the prosecution hit the evidence from the defense, and the defense really chewed in on her. And the special prosecutor said, "Let's drop this case, man. We can't charge him with nothing about this case. The only person that's really messed it up was the armor who gave Baldwin the gun. Am I wrong or right about that?" Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So once I knew it when they said I knew it Friday when I went to work. That case was not going to go on much longer than it is. No. So the only thing the family has to do is sue. They already think they already sued Baldwin and everything else. But I'm just saying they can have gotten a ham sandwich, but you got to make that ham sandwich stick. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And also for Towel Boy, aka Diddy, I'm on his butt right now, Big Vi on my show. And if you see Towel Boy anywhere, you just let me know, okay?
All right.
I am on Towel Boy's neck. And now another person has sued him for his white parties that he's famous for. And in the lawsuit, I don't know how much she sued. It's an ex porn star who said that she wore a black dress to one of his white parties, and she had sex with Jacob the jeweler. That's Jacob the jeweler. Whoever doesn't know
Right.
him, he's famous for giving jewelry to all these famous rappers, including Diddy here. So I don't
Right.
know how much she's suing him for. And Diddy said, ever since Cassie's lawsuit was settled, all these lawsuits have been coming out of the freaking woodwork. But I'd like to say this: it's for sex assault and sex trafficking. So I bet there was a lot going on in the white parties that Diddy's been having in the Hamptons ever since. Okay?
Yeah, they gonna get
So,
it figured out though.
huh?
They gonna figure it out.
Yeah, they will. Because I've been
Or at least
speaking.
they gonna speculate it.
Yeah, they're going to
So,
speculate all they want, but they're going to have already the Department of Justice has always had some of the people that have already sued him. So he's off of revolt. Revolt. He's not on revolt no more, and he's not the same. I think he's. I think he's.
but see, revolt. See, the thing with Diddy is,
Yeah.
I want to say that for like another day. But revolt got mad with Diddy because
Yeah.
he was parting ways with them.
Yeah.
And when he went by him parting ways with them, he was taking a big deal, a big chunk of their finances with him. And it's articles. I've read articles with revolt. They threatened it like some similar to what Barry Hankerson did to R. Kelly. Like,
Yeah.
this is what
I
we go.
think I think that ever since Biggie wanted to leave Diddy, I don't think Diddy and Biggie were that close a friendship. I don't think so. I think Biggie just wanted to do something on his own without Diddy being there. But being like a hurt woman that Diddy is, he got into his feelings. I think he had something to do with Biggie. I don't have any evidence of that, but I'm just thinking that I am on Towel Boy's neck. All right, I'm gonna be on my show later tomorrow and talk about this, but I just like to say, R. Kelly, just hang in there, man. I like your music, but it's hard to tell to get on the stand to these people to tell the truth just to save their own freaking necks. That's all. That's all. I
Uh,
mean, in Jersey, if it doesn't stick, like Johnny Cochran used to say, if it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
it's just that simple.
Yeah, yeah, and like in Jersey, we have these, it's always and Whitney Houston. I think Whitney Houston got done in, but ever since he met Aaliyah, that has dogged R. Kelly for a long freaking time. I don't think they ever let it go with Aaliyah at all. Big Vi. I don't think they'll ever let it go. And they always keep saying that he was with Aaliyah, he married Aaliyah, this and that and the other thing. And every time they talked to Leah about it, she never said a word. And I think she to her credit, she didn't want nobody else to know about her and R. Kelly at all. At all. I, you know, I don't think she was really in love with R. Kelly, to be perfectly frank with you. I think he just used her for publicity. That's all I'm thinking it is. That's all I'm thinking it is. But it shouldn't be this, but he's been in jail for like how many years? 2, 3 years now.
Wow, it's
And,
been
and,
long,
and they
almost 5 years.
Yeah, and if he ever gets out, will any record labels have him? If I was R. Kelly, I would just go away for a while, be independent, and just do your own and do you, and not be doing records for a while. I wouldn't even issue because they always say keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. R. Kelly had a lot of friends slash enemies, and some of the enemies did him in. Hmm. They sure did. But you have a good rest of your afternoon there, Big Vi. I'm gonna go and have some dinner, some hot dogs and beans and stuff. But I'm gonna be at my job at Costco. These people at my job are vultures.
Okay.
I do
Well,
the samples, and I'm proceeding. Yet I don't work for the store, but these people when they give you a sample, they be like they're like a bunch of vultures, the birds. You know,
It's free.
yeah,
Anything. Yeah.
the birds. The original was a classic. They tried to remake that movie. That movie sucked eggs. Okay. Okay. So you have a good rest of your day, Big Boy.
You
If you're ever
too.
around my show, I will make you a standard mine. Okay. I
Yeah.
will do that for you, and we'll have like Soul Train Saturday. I'll probably do that probably Sunday because I'll be at work on Saturday or later on Saturday night. But you have the good rest of your day, and you and free R. Kelly, and also I like to say this: F Paul McCartney, Paul McCartney, F you. Okay. You've been after Michael for years for that catalog, and I say F you, Paul McCartney, and I stand on it.
All right.
Thank you. And you
Yes,
know
ma'am.
why? You know why
Oh
I
yeah.
say F McCartney, all right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. F you, Mark Paul McCartney. Thank you, Big Boy, for letting me say that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.
So that was Hammer Time Funk. You know, she come in with the heat. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah. So we got so we gonna look at this. R. Kelly signed his deal. It says 1991, but then it says he signed a job in 1990. He went on TV 91, got his breakthrough. Okay, so 1990 or 1990. So we say 1990 or 1991. Okay. So now uh so we look back at 2019. We look back at 2019. In 2019, what happened in 2019? The 2019 documentary Surviving R. Kelly re-examined Kelly's sexual misconduct with minors, prompting RCA Records to terminate his contract. That's a violation. Renewed interest in the allegations resulted in additional investigation by law enforcement beginning in 2019, which led to multiple convictions in Kelly's arrest. So they locked him back up in 2019. So we in what 2024 right now. It's July. So I think it was around June or July in 2019 when they arrested him. Um if I'm not correct, can somebody help me out in the chat? What year did they arrest Kels? What month did they arrest Kels in 2019? I want to say it was around June or July of 2019, which we are in June. We are in July of 2024, which would make that 5 years to today. Okay. So it was June of 2019. Okay, so it's been 5 years this man has been arrested. I see June. So somebody got July 11th, somebody got June. So it's June, it's July right now. It's July. So it's July of 2024. So we're gonna say it's been over 5 years. It's been over 5 years now. Okay. So if he signed his deal in 1991, in 91, how many years? We're gonna go with 90 first. From 1990 to 2019 gives you how many years? So let's go with that. From 1990 to 1990 to 2019 gives you how many years? So J Rock got 29. So if it's 29 years from 1990 to 2019, it's 29 years. So from 91 to 2019 would give you what? 28 years. So now we looking at these years, okay? And this is why I'm going over this, right? And I'm gonna show y'all some, and we're gonna go over the significance of what this live is about. So in 2019 would have been Kel's 29th or 28th year as being a signed artist. Okay. So now with an artist, artists can reclaim ownership of their master recordings and music copyright from record labels after 35 years by filing paperwork with the U.S. Copyright. This is due to Section 203 of the Copyright Act in 1976, which allowed artists to terminate copyright transfers. However, there are certain guidelines that must be followed to be eligible for reclamation, including those guidelines include. Now look at what the guidelines include. This one right here. Filing for copyright termination within 5 years before the 35-year expiration date. So let's ask ourselves. So if he was born in if he got signed in 1990, then 35 years would be when? What year would be the 35th year? If he was signed in 1990, the 35th year would be when? $2025. The 35th year will be 2025. Now, read this little line that I have highlighted right here. In order for an artist to reclaim his masters back, in order for him to reclaim his masters back, he has to file for copyright termination within 5 years before the 35th year. So, if 2025 is the 35th year, that means he would have had to file this paperwork when? In 2020. That's if he signed his first deal in 1990. If he signed his first deal in 1991, his time to put in this termination, copyright termination, would be 2021. But where has R. Kelly been since 2019? Incarcerated. He's been incarcerated since 2019. So if you have to file this termination, copyright termination within 5 years of your 35th year to regain your master recordings back, how can Robert, aka R. Kelly, file for copyright termination within 5 years if he's been in prison ever since 2019? This is not no coincidence. Look at the timing. It goes on to say, notify assignee of reclamation at least 2 years before the effective reclamation date. So he has to. So that means 2 years, and could it have been, okay, J-Rock, somebody, I need help. So if he has to notify them 2 years before the 30th year, So that means it goes back to 2018. It goes back to 2018. So he must have notified the labels in 2018 that he was about to try and get his masters back. He had to been notified them in 2018 that he was about to apply. He was about to try and start getting his masters back. He has to do that 2 years, at least 2 years before the effective date. You getting your masters take you to regain your masters back. It takes effect the 30th year. Then you file a copyright termination in the 30th year. Then you have to that 35th year. Boom! After that 35th year, you get your master recordings back. But you have to file. You have to give a notice. You have to give a notice 2 years prior to filing the copyright termination. You have to give at least a 2-year notice before filing the copyright termination. So is it possible that Rob went to these people and said, hey, I'm finna be filing to regain my masters to my music, and boom, here come a fucking a mudslide of allegations. That's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. Then it says, meeting certain criteria such as being the author of creative work and not sign a contract that classifies the work as work for hire. Now, this shit is way deeper. It's way deeper than what people may think. Is it possible in 2018 that R.Kelly put these people on notice? And then after that, you get this. "2019 Surviving R. Kelly re-examined Kelly's sexual misconduct, prompted RCA Records to terminate his contract." So ask yourself this. So if RCA terminated his contract, should he have his masters back? If he was terminated by RCA, which is a breach of contract on their behalf, because the man hadn't been found guilty of nothing, he was just facing allegations, and RCA ended the contract. So hey, if you end the contract, that means I get my shit. You get what's yours. I get what's mine, and we go our separate ways. But see, RCA don't understand. See, they finna have to deal with some shit too, because that's a breach of contract. That's a breach of contract.
All right, Mr. Telefarrell TV, how's everybody doing out there? I want to break down R. Kelly's label situation as quickly as possible. So in 1991, R. Kelly signed to Jive Records. So for some people out there, you're going to be like, I thought R. Kelly was on a different label. So what happened was R. Kelly was on Jive Records in 91 when he first signed. And back in 2003, Sonny took over a job. All right. So technically, R. Kelly is now on Sonny, or he was on Sonny. As of a few minutes ago, it has been announced that Sonny has dropped R. Kelly. Here's what happened. That Surviving R. Kelly documentary came out a couple weeks back, and it brought a lot to the forefront, and everybody started going into the deep history and closet of R. Kelly, no pun intended. I don't know what was trapped in that closet. Probably a lot of nastiness and filth. All right, that nasty man in Chicago. History pretty much got put on the forefront more than what it ever was. People all over the industry and people knew what was going on or alleged what was going on. But that documentary brought everything to the forefront. And when everything was brought to the forefront, a lot of people like self was like, dang, how's R. Kelly's music still getting to the masses of people? It takes a lot of money to have a hit record. And R. Kelly's had at least 5 or 6 hit records in the last 10 to 12 years. I'm like, yo, how's he still financing these records and these projects if they say he's broke? Reportedly, R. Kelly is broke, right? And we found out that the reason why R. Kelly was able to fund these projects is because he's still making his label a lot of money. And the fact that he's even still on a label is alarming. Ladies and gentlemen, the next sentence that comes out of my mouth will be factual information. Sony/RCA has always kept R. Kelly on their label no matter what has been alleged over the last 20 years. That has not been challenged. R. Kelly has consistently been on that label. They have not dropped him, ever even brought that to the forefront to R. Kelly. So that nasty man in Chicago, for the first time in his career, finds himself dropped by Sonny. They dropped him. They said enough is enough. I don't respect the drop. I don't really respect the drop, to be honest with y'all, because I know Sonny is doing this out of a place of desperation. To be 100% honest with you, there were people protesting outside of their offices in LA and New York. There's been a lot of people hitting them up after the documentary was showed. And I just really can't respect it because you know there are people over there that have been in the industry for quite some time as Sonny. And you know that they pretty much just ignored every alleged any type of accusation that was made in the direction of R. Kelly over the years. They pretty much ignored it. The only reason why this is at the forefront is because of that documentary and the fact that people were pissed and they're like, yo, this label has supported this guy over all these years. So I ain't really rocking with them dropping him with him.
And that's another lie. And that's another lie. They haven't always supported him because he tells you himself. He tell you himself in his first go around.
I want to jump ahead because the 7-year turmoil that you went through vis-a-vis the trial for child pornography. Your advisors, almost to a person, told you over and over and over again, while you're going through this period, Kels, do not put out sexually explicit material. Do not. The audience can't handle that. Your fans can't handle it. It's not going to be good for the outcome of this trial. Tone it down. Don't put that out. You ignore all of them. Do it anyway and get bold with it. It's during this period you put out Chocolate Factory. You put out Remix. You put out Ignition. Here they're telling you not to do this, and you put out a song about putting your key in the ignition. I read that and I wanted to ask, so I will, why it is that you went against your advisors. What is it that you were thinking, that you were feeling, that kept you doing that when everybody else told you not to do that?
Well, first of all, let me say, I wasn't bold about it, and I didn't totally ignore them, because that would be the worst thing to do, is totally ignore your advisors or your lawyers. I listened to them, we talked, we discussed the situation. I felt strong, very strong, as I said many years ago about the trial, that I will have my day in court, and I will be innocent, and I will walk away, and I will move on with my life. I said that in the beginning. I said that during the middle part of the trial and everything else. I look at my music like a soldier looks at his sword. You never put your sword down in the midst of a war. You never lay down in the midst of a war. And I think that my lawyers were good lawyers, great lawyers. But I didn't think they had that part down. And you have to be the soldier in the midst of the war to even understand that. And I was the soldier on the front line for my life, for my kids' life, for my fans. And I told them I would not lay down. I would not stop doing music. Why would I do that? I think that would say, oh yeah, he did it. I think that would say all of the things that people want to say about R. Kelly. So I did what I'm supposed to do. Like any fireman that goes up in the building, they don't get to the building and say, oh, wait a minute, that's just too much fire. But you're a fireman. So go and fight the fire. Don't care how much it is. I had to go and I had to do my music. I'm not going to change my lyric. I'm not going to change my name. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to do my music. And that's what I did. And that's what I told the company, even though they continued to say, no, don't do it. But the minute Ignition came out, which was the first song I did, it blew up. And all of a sudden the company's calling me, everybody's calling me, come do an album cover shoot. We got to get the rest of this album done. We got to go there. We got to bring your clothes. We're going to have well, I ain't got no doggone makeup person. Yeah. You got some makeup, bring your own makeup. We'll do it. I mean, it just got crazy. So I did what I felt was right for myself.
And see, Sony, they didn't support this man, but they supported the success that this man carried. You know what I'm saying? Even back then they wanted to let him, they wanted to drop him. But then as soon as he put out a #1 hit, here they go coming back, want to promote, push. And that's the only difference this time around. That's the only difference this time around. If when all of this drama started in 2019, if Kells would have put out a #1 hit, Sony would still be there representing him, supporting him, putting up, because they know the type of money that they are going to receive on the back end of it. They know what they're going to receive on the back end of it. So Sony dropping him, that shit's a front. I'm here today to point out Sony's possible involvement in all of this that's going on with this man. All of this shit is surrounding this 35 years. I feel like everything that has happened over the last 5 years has been surrounding this man master recording. And that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. All this is around keeping control of this man master recording. It says R.Kelly has released 18 studio albums, 5 compilation albums, 1 soundtrack album, 6 video albums, 1 mixtape, 2 extended play, and 133 singles, including 49 as a featured artist and 12 promotional singles. 18 studio albums. Career. During his recording career, Kelly sold over 75 million records worldwide, making him the most commercially successful male R&B artist of the 1990s and one of the world's best-selling music artists. 75 million records sold? That's not even including this is not even including this is not including his features. That 75 million doesn't include the songs that he wrote for others. R.Kelly easily have over 100 million. I think he easily have over 100 million. So 75 on his own. I think he has another 25 to 30 million as song he's written and produced. What up with the J-Rock?
What up, Big Vine? I got my I'm kind of on my break right now, so I got a few minutes. So you mentioned the 18 studio albums. Let's also keep in mind that 14 of the 18 has gone platinum or higher.
Talk to him, J-Rock.
So that means his ratio is roughly 80%, if I'm not mistaken. So 80% of the albums he put out has gone platinum or higher. And we got Gerald Griggs out here saying that R. Kelly's music career was a front to get access to young women and girls.
Man, come on, man.
You can't front a career in which 14 of your albums go platinum or higher. Let's face it, he's had albums that went triple, 5 times platinum. Maybe I think he had a couple that are diamond or close to diamond.
And then look at this shit, bro. I hate to stop right quick, J-Rock, and share this. Look at this shit. In Minnesota, the age of consent for sexual activity is 16 years old. However, there are some exceptions to this rule. If a child is between 13 and 16 years old, they can legally consent to sex with someone who is up to 2 years older than them. If the child is under 13, they can consent to sex with someone who is up to 3 years older than them. What the fuck?
Okay.
It says if a 16-year-old is in a relationship with someone in a position of authority over them, the age of consent increases to 18. This also applies if the two people have a special relationship, such as familiar ones. Okay, so my whole thing to go to this is, you heard this shit yesterday, right? When we was doing this,
right?
The lady in Minnesota said that he offered her $200 for her to strip. She took the $200. She stripped. They danced. He left. If the age of consent is 16, and this ain't even no sexual, it was nothing sexual that went on. What the fuck is the civil case for?
Right. And didn't they say that they said that she was 17 at the time?
She was 17 at the time.
But they say it was 17. We all know what the real age was.
She was 19, 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so see all that. See, that's that moving the goalpost bullshit. That's really what that is. And also, speaking of moving the goalposts, I want to go ahead and interject this one point right quick, because people mentioned it in the chat, was talking about how Joe was one of the people that talked against R. Kelly. Now, I know we all know about the video that he did that came out on YouTube, talk about Joe saying how R. Kelly sabotaged his career or attempt to sabotage his career. I got a problem with that. And here's why I got a problem with it. Joe's first album was with another label, and it wasn't with Jive. He went to Jive later. Joe had 5 albums under Jive while R. Kelly was there. And 4 of those 5 albums went gold or higher. 2 of the 4 went platinum or higher. And one of the 2 went multi-platinum. So you got R. Kelly in your, not to mention the fact that R. Kelly also gave you a song that you had on one of your albums, which helped push your album to become gold. So how did R. Kelly sabotage your career when 4 of your 5 albums went gold or better, and while he was still there, and your career was still well respected?
Joe full of shit, man.
Would anybody, could anybody, even anybody in the chat, can anybody in the chat explain to me how R. Kelly sabotaged his career when you had 5 albums on the job and 4 of your 5 albums went gold or better and 2 of the 4 went platinum? Yep. Shout out to EJ. He said that the song was And Then. It was More and More on the And Then album. EJ absolutely right. And Then went gold. And that was in the middle of R. Kelly dealing with the issue in regards to that tape, because Joe's album dropped in 2003.
I think a lot of these people follow what Kels is when he stop fucking with him.
Yep. I totally agree. And I mean,
I think this year he stopped fucking with them. That's when he became the problem. But this whole Masters, this 35 years.
yeah.
So did you catch that, J Rock?
Mm-hmm.
Part right here. Hold on. When it said notifying assignees of reclamation at least 2 years before the effective reclamation date. So the effective date is the 30th year going, before the 35th year. So that means it's a 7-year period that you have to do this process.
Right. Which would have been between 2020 and 2021. And we all know R. Kelly was incarcerated at that point.
No. The 5 years is between 2020
well,
and 2021.
Yeah.
So the prior to that, you have to notify the assignee that you're gonna file the copyright termination.
Okay, wait a minute. So the reclamation date was the start of the 30th year?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 years prior to that,
2018.
That would have been 2017, 2018. So, yeah.
When he went to them and told them that he's finna be putting in them, he notified them that he was finna try to get his masters back.
Yep. And 2018 was when Surviving R. Kelly first reared its ugly head. Because we got to keep in mind, Surviving R. Kelly was premiered in the theater in New York.
Yep.
Prior to going to Lifetime.
So that go to play right there, man. Kels notified these people in 2018. 2020, we're going to say 2018. If he signed his deal in 1990, 30 years would have been 2020. So we're going to say he went to them in 2018 and let them know that, hey, I'm finna be filing the copyright termination. Boom. When the 5-year period comes, which is 2020. That's why they did. You notice the man didn't even start trial until 2021.
Right.
They held him in prison all that time.
And because they made a conscious effort to make sure that he got no bail.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And then for them to be really scandalous, His New York trial started, like you said, in 2021. But his New York trial started in the middle of August, exactly 1 week before the 20th anniversary of Aaliyah's death.
Shit crazy, man.
The trial started August 18th. Her anniversary of death was August 25th. It was exactly 1 week before. And they put that trial right on the heels of it because everybody was going to be talking about Aaliyah, and they wanted to make sure to connect R. Kelly to Aaliyah. Now we all know R. Kelly had nothing to do with Aaliyah's death, but the fact is the shadow of the possibility to keep anything negative about Aaliyah going is to have R. Kelly's trial right there at that point.
Man, this shit is crazy, man. I'm you know, I'm you know, it took I didn't want to look at this from I didn't want to look at it from the perspective of Sony having something to do with it. Even though I heard that.
I know
it was Sony. I've heard it was RCA. I've heard it was all these different things. But now, when you go and you look up this shit and you see that after 35 years, artists like Kells who have sold over 75 million records solo, that's not even including the songs that he wrote and produced for other people. Easily 100 million records sold easily.
Yep.
And he come and tell y'all that, hey, I'm finna be, putting in I'm about to be filing the copyright termination to leave to get my music rights back.
Look, Vi, I know that's a lot to take in. I know it is, because a lot of people, when I have these discussions with people, they're like, how is all this even possible? And then we've also seen the play, because I've been telling people a lot, all the plays in regards to whenever this man's albums start hitting milestone anniversaries, you can follow the bullshit down the line. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest examples of that was last year when R. Kelly's sentencing was February 22nd, and he got sentenced last year. What they didn't tell you was 5 days prior to that, on February 17th, 2023, that date was the 20th anniversary of R. Kelly's Chocolate Factory album. 5 days after that, he's sentenced in Chicago. So the court date was already predetermined months in advance. So they knew, because February 17th was a Saturday. 18th is a Sunday. 19th is a Monday. Tuesday the 20th, Wednesday the 21st. 22nd, right there on Thursday. But it's still about young black women and girls? Okay. But you know what, it's about, my time is about up. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna jump off. But I had to just come on right quick, and share a little bit of info with everybody. Appreciate everybody in the chat, all that good stuff, man. And I'll still try to be on the chat and everything a little bit, but I appreciate you.
All right, no problem, J-Rock, man. I appreciate you coming on. I'm about to get ready to get off, man, because I got off a little early today. It was raining, but the rain has stopped, so I'm finna get ready to go fishing. So yeah, I'm finna go.
Where we going after now? Is it still big mouth bass?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to break the pole today. I already broke it. I done refixed it, so I don't know how the day gonna turn out, man. I hope I hope the damn pole don't be half in the water, half in my hand.
Well, hell, if you've been catching fish as big as that bass that you posted that picture of, then yeah, I can see why your pole broke.
Hell yeah, man, I've been catching some big shit, man. I got some. I'm gonna post some more pictures, man. I got some shit.
Okay, but I'll definitely be looking out for them. Once again, appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Definitely holler at y'all later.
All right. Hey, so everybody in the chat, man, this is the question. This is the question that I think we need answers to. Why wait till the 30th year of this man's career to come with all of these charges? Why wait to take him down in his 30th year of his career? Why wait to the 30th year of his career to come and try and take him down? Then y'all use the same shit that y'all try to use from the 2000s, early 2000s, when he only been in the game for 10 years. You see how they manipulate this shit? See, they didn't want to take him down after 10 years because they hadn't profited enough. They hadn't made enough profit. So if they would have took him down in 2001, 2002 behind the shit with the sex tape, the record label wouldn't have lost. They hadn't profited enough. So they let the man allow him to have another decade in the game doing what he's doing. Then they come and get him. It's crazy, man. It's crazy when you really look at this shit for what it really is. See, if they would have convicted him in 2008, Sony wouldn't have nearby made the type of money that they made. Sony would have nearby made the money that they made. So they allow him to be free for a whole nother 10 years before they start fucking with him again. This shit is all strategic, man. To see this shit with my own eyes. What's up, Gail? To see this shit with my own eyes, bro. Motherfucker can't tell me different no more. I'm not even finna debate with nobody. I see it. I see what's going on. I see what has happened. R.Kelly put the label on notice. They didn't want to play ball, so they played dirty. They played a dirty game. And along with them playing a dirty game, they had ambassadors. They had funders. They had sponsors like Lifetime, A&E, NBC, CNN. They had all of these sponsors just to take down one man. Just to take down one man. This is just like when they talk about back in the day, right? When they abolished slavery and they said the people in the South did not want to, they didn't want to confine to the new rules. So they went to war. Rather than versus them just letting the slaves go free, they started a whole war. Yes, he's making money, but he's not making near about the type of money he should be making. An artist of his caliber who has put in the work that he's put in with his catalog, the type of money that he should be making, he ain't near about making it. He hadn't even seen the type of money he should be making. If you sold 75 million records solo, just if you sold 75 million, this is recorded. If you sold 75 million records solo at $10 a record, that's $750 million. This man ain't nearby seen the type of money he should have seen. And the record label is not willing to give up that type of money for someone who they have been reaping the benefits off of for all of this time. Shit crazy. But with that being said, y'all, man, look, I love y'all. God bless y'all. I appreciate all of y'all taking our time out y'all day to come and kick it and then and chill for the live. We will be back. I'm not sure when. But some key things we want to point out from this live is that, Kel signed his deal in 1990 or 1991. After 35 years of signing his first deal, he can reclaim his masters back. We know that he was locked up in June or July of 2019. And we know 35 years from 1990 will put us around 2025. We understand that he has to put in a copyright termination within 5 years of the 35 years. We understand he has to notify that he's going to be putting in the copyright termination 2 years prior to the 30th year, going into the 35th year. We do understand that this man was locked up in 2019, shortly after he notified the label that he was going to be putting in the paperwork to regain his masters back. We also looked up the age of consent in Minnesota. It says that it's 16. So a 17-year-old is claiming that this man paid her $200 to strip, to get naked and dance for him, and he left to never be seen again. She also spoke about him inviting her to Chicago, but the man was on tour and he wouldn't be in Chicago for the next 2 months. So we have to make that make sense as well. So these are some things I wanted to just point out to you guys, ladies. As I say, I appreciate y'all for being here. We're going to get back to what we normally do, getting back to being consistent and bringing the content. I hope and pray that all of you all have a blessed and prosperous day. I ain't going to hold y'all too much longer. We've been on here for an hour and 15 minutes. I just want to say shout out to everybody in the chat. Follow the money, follow the money, follow the money. Follow the money and follow Mr. Kelly's career. Follow the money and follow his career. And the answers that we all may know already, but the answers sit right in front of us. What's up, Miss AP? The answer sit right in front of us. All this shit has to do about R. Kelly taking control of his career. Look at the timing of it. The timing of the charges, the timing of the docuseries, them holding him in prison for 2 years, 3 years before his trial started. 2 years prior to his trial even starting, this man was held in prison with no bond, with no criminal background. This man held in prison for 2 years with no bond, with no criminal background, who turned over his passport and everything. Never attempted to flee, never missed a court date, never missed a court appearance, never turned himself in, everything. This was a target hit against Mr. Kelly. This was a planned takedown of Mr. Kelly. If y'all haven't went over on Plenty of Reviews on TikTok, they do live streams over there playing Kel's music, appreciation music every day. If y'all want to hear some music, y'all at work, y'all want to hear some music, and you got a TikTok, head over to Plenty of Reviews, go on my community wall. I've shared it on my community wall, the link. Go over there, follow that page. That guy who operates that page, man, he bumped Kells all day. So, with that being said, we're going to continue to gear up. If you all are coming to Minnesota for the trial, email me, man. Let me know. I want to get up with you. I want to get up with y'all, man. Meet some of you guys, some of you ladies. Let's hang out. Let's chill. Let's have a good time. And hopefully it don't go. Hopefully it get thrown out. Hopefully something come up to where they just dismiss it. That's my hope. Those are my hopes and prayers. But until then, y'all already know it's always free Kells, man, until we see Kells.
Oh, son, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
I want out. But it's hard. I need answers, Mama.
Robert.
I need answers.
Son.